So trying to get rid of a save. I mean, I feel like Tempo's... I wonder how much these teams have played each other in scrims and how many of these bans are actually just targeted. Or if there's some rhyme or reason behind it. Of course, we don't have as much info.
5 seconds remaining.
You know what I want to see? I want to see a full team on Omegalil's side that takes advantage of Grimstroke ult Cinder. I want them to go all in on the double single target
double
spells. I love it. Get Laguna Blade back in here, so you get Laguna Blade Doom on the same targets. You just delete them forever. And then if you want to delete them for even longer, you get the Necro on top of that center. Man.
Very nice.
These are some sexy combos. I should be a coach.
So much time.
Yeah.
What
are they thinking of? Yep. Oh, double Lich ult. They're keeping true.
Instant
Quick
Witch Doctor 5.
Yeah. I like the
pretty good against Doom
games like this.
Good against Doom in lane. Maledict is a very good way of killing off Doom. Just a strong laner in general. Witch Doctor has been so for a while. He got quite a bit better, I would say, about a month ago.
5 seconds remaining.
And you're basically buying a pick, right? You're buying time. So now you can counterpick the enemy's core that they have to show here, which will be Terrorblade, Double Sunder.
How does that work?
I think it sunders the guy you target first, and then it sunders the other guy. So if you're low HP and they're both full, you heal them both. Wait, hang on. Then you take... you sunder the first guy to get full health, and then you sunder the second guy, and then you both just stay full health, right?
If they're both at full health, yeah.
Yeah.
If
they're both at half...
If they're both low, then it's really bad for you, right?
If the first guy is full, and the second guy is half, then it's bad. Because then you're full healing first, and then you're... giving all that full health to the other guy, right? That's how it should work, I think.
I mean, that is one way to throw.
The Darkseer again.
Okay.
They do pick it into Doom, which is historically not a very good matchup. Darkseer hates getting doomed. It removes your Surge. It removes Ion Shell. Doom can devour your Ion Shell creeps in lane if they lane against each other.
If you get the
but I think the logic here from Tempo again is we just want to run at this Terrorblade. Last game it was at a Sven, but they want to run at them with Ion Shells and just fight. Probably looking at a last pick carry here who is melee and can get on top of Terrorblade and have a good fight, such as, say, maybe something like a Troll. Maybe PA matchup's not good.
They take out the Lifestealer.
Could happen. Got banned,
not anymore. Yeah, Void has been banned by Tempo themselves.
Ursa.
I think we were casting the game that not these teams, but Ursa against Terrorblade, and it was god awful. Not
the matchup is a lot different when you have Darkseer. Darkseer changes the nature of a lot of matchups.
Fair enough.
Because you get the Ion Shell bonus and you get a really fast movement speed, right? So you can easily get on top of guys. How's Meepo here? Meepo's also decent, I guess.
Would it be crazy to play Void Spirit 1 and then put like a Necro
No,
mid?
That's not crazy either. You could definitely do that too.
You could do Necro. You could go back to Lina as well.
Ricky?
Ricky
is pretty interesting here.
I would love to see Ricky, but it sounds weird.
Maybe something more simple, like a Wraith King could also be good, because he's good against the Doom ult, and he's very good with Darkseer. He's pretty tanky. He wants to go in. He's not afraid of getting comboed by Grimstroke Lich because he has that second life. I actually think Wraith King looks really good right now. It's just a matter of, okay, how do you handle Terrorblade if he gets farmed, right? Like, are you going to put yourself in a timer? Omegalil lineup is incredible late game, right? If they get to farm long enough. There's the Troll ban. That was another hero I mentioned for Tempo as an option. I think that might go Wraith King.
Yeah, Wraith King sounds nice. I like it.
Classic heroes against Terrorblade from the carry position that are good are Morphling. Anti-Mage can be good. It goes a bit both ways. Guess Bloodseeker's just shit right now.
Anti-Mage sounds not great.
Yeah, I don't.
It goes
like
against kind of their whole tempo. Well, no pun intended.
How about Night Stalker carry?
Sure. You have no late game, really, but what are you going to do to out-carry a Terrorblade to begin with?
Don't think you want Sven against TB here.
Well, now they're taking their time. This Terrorblade has definitely thrown them for a loop. And on their side,
it's not a bad Lycan game. I know the matchup against Terrorblade isn't the greatest, but you Ion Shell Wolves, the Grimstroke Lich are going to have a really hard time playing fights. These two heroes hate playing against Lycan. You just send your army at them and they die. Doom hates the massive physical damage Lycan has, so that's also good. And Lycan's a terrible Doom target after he uses ult. So I think Lycan or Wraith King are my two favorites so far for them to grab here. The upside to Lycan is that you can end the game faster as well. With a big push, you can get Roche.
Is Lycan not afraid of Soulbind? If he's next to a teammate.
Okay, that is very different.
Warden. All right.
Yeah, good here against TB. When he's in Metamorphosis, obviously he can't hit inside the bubble. It's one of the heroes that can get overwhelming damage against Doom relatively quickly if he has a good game on Arc Warden. With the mixed physical and magical damage, it makes it harder for Doom to itemize.
5 seconds remaining.
Probably just a lot of comfort going into this too. I am going to imagine this to be a safe lane widespread carry now, actually. Oh, and
Go ahead. Select your
Crossworks probably.
Invoker.
Good Crossworks game. Tornado against Darkseer is very nice. The Mana Burn is going to be super annoying for them to deal with as well.
More importantly, double. Can you guess it?
Cold Snap?
Yes. Oh, God, it's so good. Imagine the possibilities. They get silence with Soulbind, Doom on top, the double silence luckily doesn't cancel each other out, the Chain Frost. I actually used to say this all the time. Obviously, Doom is the best single target spell in the entire game. I would say Cold Snap is top 10. Like, legitimately. I think it's so good.
Cold Snap's really good.
Annoying spell.
10 seconds remaining.
But of course, like, it is dispellable, right? So that's something to keep in mind always, right? If you talk about single target spells, you'd probably put Primal Roar over Cold Snap, right? Because it pierces BKB and it's not spellable like that.
As a non-ultimate single target, it might be top 5.
You said Doom.
I know. I'm just saying, just shut up.
What kind of a comparison is this if you can handpick one ult and I can't? Does this make any sense?
Okay, you picked... Okay, fine. We'll include ults. You have Primal Roar. That's 2. Yeah. You need 8 more to push Cold Snap out of the top 10.
This is going to take a while, isn't it?
Sunder is situational, so not good enough. Okay.
Charge of Darkness. Pretty good single target spell. Global Lincoln's Breaker. Can catch people everywhere. Stuns through BKB.
God, I hate you. You're going to actually think of 10, aren't you?
Flaming Lasso.
Yep.
Spell Steal.
See, Flaming Lasso pretty much requires itemization, though, to make it actually good. Right?
Are we getting caveats like that now?
I mean, Cold Snap is always good. It could be amazing at level 1. They have to be half HP. All right, cut out ults. You're just naming ults. Doesn't count.
Oh, so now it's non-ults only.
Non-ults.
Okay, that's gotta make it harder.
I'd say it's top 5 single target.
It's good. It's definitely very good.
Yeah, you don't seem to think so, but thank you.
So, about the lineups, you want a favorite. I think I like the Radiant lineup a bit more. Just like I did last game, but they did not perform to the level that I was expecting. So, I guess I'm going to have to favor Dire based on how game 1 went. But I do see some really good things going the way of the Radiant here. They have both Frost Shield as well as Inkswell to put on Doom, making him a god when he goes in. There's no Dispel on the Dire to get rid of it immediately, so they can't really solve that problem. Invoker, Tornado, EMP is great this game. And I think this Terrorblade versus Arc Warden matchup is interesting because when Terrorblade gets MKB, I don't think it's that one-sided anymore. And Terrorblade in this patch fares very well, so it's probably going to find good farm. But not exactly hopeful after game number 1. You can always pull it back. If you're Omegalil, you get it going this game. Maybe it's more straightforward to make moves.
I don't know how much Arc Warden you've watched recently. I know it's one of your... Actually, I was going to say this sarcastically. I was going to say it's one of your favorite heroes because you used to hate it. I think you like it now, right? Or at least
Arc
more
Warden?
than you did. Yeah, I used to hate it when it first came out.
I've never played it.
Oh,
I played like 2 or 3 games in total.
Oh, never mind then. But either way...
maybe 1. I played it A to Z Duel Lane Challenge with you.
Yep, that's right. We lost, I'm sure.
Yep. No, did we? I don't know. I remember pressing all my buttons with Necro 3 and just killing people by pressing 2 Necro 3s in a clicking ground.
Yeah.
It's very
That's what
interesting.
happens when you play at my level. Anyway, back in the day when I was first introduced, actually the first few years, in fact, Hanamitis was like 100% guarantee on the hero. Then Hanamitis got butchered, and we started seeing people go for more right-click, like the treads into Maelstrom into whatever else they wanted. They would not go Hanamitis. Now we're starting to see Hanamitis creep back in a little bit.
Yeah.
Is it enough for him to buy it to be a guaranteed thing on Arc Warden, or is it still the battle build?
I think you generally go Midas in this patch on Arc. I just think it's gotta be good enough value now. And people have been talking about like, why is Midas back, right? It only got the XP buff, but it feels more like it's not just the XP buff, it's the pacing of the game. Like, every time the game slows down, Midas gets better, even if nothing changes on the item, right? It will just get better.
Yeah.
This is a reliable way of getting gold that is otherwise inaccessible in the game. So I think it's definitely solid to go Midas on this hero in most games.
A lot of pressure bottom. Looks like Terrorblade's going to have to use that salve early. Rubik was forced out of lane by Lich as well. Might as well just talk about this dual lane. Lich TB versus Darkseer Rubik. Any thoughts on which side has it better?
Should be more or less a free farm Darkseer lane after the first couple waves. When he gets level 3, you just push out the wave with Fade Bolt and Iron Shell, and then you can start cutting waves if you want.
Courier top. Oh, not able to find it. That's going to force the TP out for Grimstroke. Actually goes back to base. Thought he might go to the tier 1, but this will open up the XP department, at least for Malik, a little bit. And for this top lane, Witch Doctor, Arc Warden, Doom, Grimstroke. I assume that Arc Warden is going to be more than fine in this lane for the most part.
It can get dodgy when Doom and Grimstroke hit level 3. Give level 2 Scorched Earth plus Inkswell is pretty damn powerful. But Witch Doctor can be a pretty good deterrent here, right? If they try to run in together, it's not going to happen. Oh, bottom lane.
Yeah, Lich getting extremely low. That's going to force out the meta from Kellen. Doesn't... Oh, is that going to be enough? Actually, will be. That last right click. Rubik, resigned to his death, at least gets a ward down beforehand.
That is not good as a start for Dire. Giving a double kill to Terrorblade, of which won his first blood. He just got 500 gold. Look at net worth in the game right now.
Well, I'm looking at the top lane instead, Cinder.
500 ahead of Arc Warden.
He is super dead. Super mega dead. Omega dead. And John Doe's going to be forced out of lane. We were told by nobody other than chat that Lil might not be on this team at all anymore. We haven't gotten that confirmed yet, but makes the name Omegalil even more hilarious. As Noob in the mid lane, going to take a Tornado. Void Spirit versus Invoker is an interesting one, considering that Tornado just takes off Pulse. Noob playing this very close to the vest here. What do you think of this matchup overall?
You're happy here as Invoker. You're playing Quas Wex, and this is a hero that can't really pressure you hard enough beyond your regen on Quas. So, and as far as the damage goes, they're pretty even as well. So I think Invoker will find farm. Void Spirit will find it too, but probably going to need to buy a little bit more regen. If Invoker just keeps going on him all the time and having Quas running, he won't have to invest the same amount into healing salves, for example. And in terms of CS, it also does look pretty even, right? 17-6 to 15-5. That's pretty much as close as it gets.
Yep, for sure. Now, at what point of this game does it get to be... Is there actually even a point of the game where it gets too late for tempo versus this Terrorblade? Is there a point where Terrorblade is just be-all, end-all carry that even Arc Warden can't deal with? Or is there a certain aspect of the game when it comes to Arc Warden with the split-pushing mechanic, I guess you can call it, where he never wants to face these 1v1s necessarily?
Well, I'll say Terrorblade, usually the way he wins games is that he gets an Aegis, right? And then he wants to hit high ground with a Morphosis, and that's really difficult against Arc. So that's already a big plus for the Arc Warden. As far as the split push goes, both heroes actually do a really, really good job at it. I don't know who I would rather have split pushing in my game. Yeah, Arc can choose where to teleport, but Terrorblade has 0 downtime on it. He can just constantly spawn illusions to push out 2 different lanes while he's farming the jungle. So that type of game, I don't think inherently really favors one of them a lot more than the other. And in terms of the matchup, it's item dependent, right? Terrorblade's going to get an MKB, like I said. Arc Warden later on will probably either get a Hex or obviously we'll have the Mjolnir to kill off Terrorblade illusions. Way more of it happens around the teammates and how you get in there. And I think the key piece for Radiant is Doom. He needs to get on top of Arc Warden. Either Doom him or just be strong enough to man-fight him a bit while he is BKB'd with Frost Shield. Then you're very hard to kill. Just go in, maybe get an Axe or the Infernal Blade cooldown and just smack him. We'll see.
Still waiting for John Doe to return. In the meantime, let's do some trivia, Syndra. Okay.
Yeah.
Gonna think of some stuff on the spot here. What hero? This one's actually really easy, so I might have to talk about the second place. Which hero currently in the game all time has changed the most?
As in most different from original or most patches where it got changes?
Most different from original.
Okay. This is just something where you're going to pick an answer and you don't know if it's true.
No, I know for a fact it's true. This is like I said, this first place is very easy. Second place is very debatable.
Okay, I guess Invoker?
Yeah, of course. How many spells did he have originally? I actually don't remember the answer to this one. Do you? I don't know how much farther back you go versus me. 27?
Right. Yeah. 3 to the power of 3, right?
Okay. I tested this out in Dota 1 actually not too long ago. The spells were horrible.
A lot of them were so bad.
There's like half of them were useless spells.
I think the Invoker now with his 10 spells is way better than the old Invoker with 27. It's just a better hero. Like, I think 2/3 or 3/4 of an old Invoker spells were just garbage. Like, hard to use, low impact.
Imagine 27 spells on a hero for a regular pub game that's not like Immortal rank. It would just be unplayed, I feel like. Okay, now this is debatable. Number 2. Second most changed hero since their release, whenever that was.
Io?
What? In this specific game, out of these 10 heroes. I'm making this easy.
Oh, I thought it was out of the entire hero roster.
You picked Invoker out of all heroes? That's all right. Very good, Cinderin. I'm impressed.
Okay, so least changed hero in this game. Since their release.
I didn't say least. I said most. Second most.
Oh, second most.
Who's
second
after
most
Invoker?
changed.
Yeah.
All right, it's between Lich and Doom.
So for Lich,
I think I'm gonna go with Lich. Lich is most changed.
Am I the one picking whether this is the winner or not, Cinderin?
No, you're saying yes. It's Lich.
Fine, it's Lich, guys. Lich is number 2.
So the
he
old
had
Lich
sacrifice
had,
before, right?
He had sacrifice instead of gaze, and he had instead of frost shield, he had ice armor, which is kind of the same that the ice ogre has. And that's pretty much it. Then the numbers obviously got tweaked, as they do on all heroes. But for Doom, the only change is Infernal Blade used to be level death. Right?
Oh my god!
Lich has had like
level death, man.
2 bigger changes.
Do any of you in chat remember level death? It would do damage based off of what level the enemy the enemy hero had or was. So if you had the highest level of level death, I believe it was anything divisible by 3.
Yep. Or 25.
And level 25 in addition, just to make it easier. So it would essentially be like a double cast if it was divisible by 3. How stupid. That was in the game for so long. Even back then, I'm like, this is the stupidest spell. I mean, it was good, though. Because people would never do the math, you know? So yeah, that was definitely a great quality of life change to see Infernal Blade introduced in the game. I really like this spell a lot.
Honestly, I think level death has some charm somehow. You know,
really?
It's like there's something about the fact that you as a player can choose in any given moment to like level it up so that you hit the right window. Like, you keep it level 1.
Let me get
so
my
that when they're level
calculator
6
out, guys. I got him.
Maybe it's not a good hero for NA, but in Europe, it was pretty good.
It was just like a filler skill. That's what it was. And
I actually thought Level Death was fun to play with. I thought it was fun, but I mean, I agree. Infernal Blade is a better spell design, but
incredible.
There was something charming about Level Death. Come on.
I would say the hero, other than Invoker, if we want to switch the trivia up a bit, the hero that has been patched the most, although it depends on, let's say reworked the most, because if it's just patches, obviously Darkseer would be number 1 on the list, but rework the most, since Dota 1, Terrorblade easily. I think Metamorphosis and Sunder switched 4 separate times, I want to say, off the top of my head, like back and forth in terms of one being in the ultimate and the other one just being the third skill.
Metamorphosis being ult 4 times.
No, they swapped 4 times, so each had 2, a run of 2.
Meta has Meta been the ult twice?
I feel like it has.
I just remember. I remember the, what was it called? The spell that is now Reflection is what I remember changing 100 times.
Soul Drain.
He had like the Soul Drain where you had to stand still, and then he had the one where you could move, and then he got the Reflection, and I think he even got another version before Reflection. I think.
Well, Inkswell is going to connect on LeBron as we're back into the game, and mid lane, Sunlight has to pop the Fairy Fire, but the right clicks are enough for Noob to take him out. So it's a 1-for-1 across the board, but obviously the one mid means quite a bit more.
That is an unexpected kill for me. You don't expect to see Void Spirit solo kill Invoker because, yeah, you have this harass on Void Spirit with Resonant Pulse, and maybe you're going to hit another remnant here or there, but Invoker with just level 2 Quas should be able to sustain this lane. Going to come back in and trade a little bit, but Noob should be fine. Just getting CS and chilling.
All right. I'm now questioning myself about the 2 separate times. Okay, I know that Sunder was the ultimate on 2 separate occasions. It went back and forth. It might not be 2 each, though. I'm pretty confident this is LeBron's going to be taken out in the top lane. I would be interested to know the answer to that. But yeah, Terrorblade in general, I forgot about the... It wasn't just the life drain. He had so many other skills instead of the reflection over the years. It's just such a weird hero.
Yeah.
But seems to be in a good place now. In terms of net worth, he's in a really good place. Top of the server at the moment, Cinderman.
Server?
Yep, top of the server.
That's a Valorant caster if I've ever heard one.
No, this is a server.
I mean, you're not wrong. It is a server.
I mean, technically it's a Counter-Strike reference, if anything.
It is, but you don't play that anymore.
That's true.
You play the kids version with balloons.
The balloons hurt in that game, though. So
I'm kidding.
The
kids version with balloons is Fortnite.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. That's fair enough. Mid lane, net worth-wise, Invoker pretty decently behind as the DD rune looks to be claimed by Noob.
Obviously meta from Kellen. Oh, quick surge from Mitch there. That needed to be fast, and it was.
Didn't talk about Fade Bolt and how really good it is against the Terrorblade because it is base damage. And most of his damage comes from his agility and whatnot.
Yeah, at the same time, though, Terrorblade just has overwhelming damage, right? It's like relative to other carries where you lose maybe, say, 20% of your damage. Terrorblade's like, haha, I hit for 150. Oh, boy.
Damn it, Cinderin! Tell me what happened.
He just ran in and started hitting Darkseer, and then Darkseer got Sinister Gazed.
All right, I can't predict that, okay?
This Terrorblade just hits for 150 a pop.
If only he was Fade Bolted. Top lane, the silence into the Inkswell. Will connect. He's actually going to pop his Tempest double and stand his ground, but
extra
to little
gold.
avail.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, extra gold indeed. And in the meantime, as we're seeing this crazy cosmetic from LeBron, he's going to be taken out as well. But mid lane, we see the Invoker die again, Cinderin. Looks like there was a gank with help of the Rubik.
Yep. There was. You need to play around Void Spirit this game right now. I think the other 2 lanes have not gone well enough to be activated as much. Void Spirit's level 8, however, so he's very, very strong to the 6.5 of Invoker. And if Noob finds a way to especially play around, I would like to see him play around Darkseer. Iron Shell on this hero is really good. could find some key kills on Terrorblade. I think they're giving Terrorblade too much space right now. Oh, Mitch is actually going to run, get sundered, and die.
Oh my god, he's dead! But the Witch Doctor comes in with the cask at half HP. Sunder's not up for 2 minutes. It's going to take heavy damage. What level is this?
We're going to pretend that didn't happen.
Jesus.
Like, what?
Yeah,
Maybe he thought Terrorblade didn't have Sunder. He literally ran into him with full HP when Terrorblade had a 5th.
Well, some people don't use, or they don't skill Sunder at around that level, right? What level is typical? Is it just you hold the point, or?
Yeah, you can hold a point. Sometimes you commit and don't skill it, and sometimes you skill it for sure on level 6. But
either way, you have to assume that it's at least.
I mean, the way they did that, right? If they wanted to make this move, you could probably have done it by starting out with some Spark Wraith into Flux play, and then see what Terrorblade was going to try to do, and then go from there. But weird. That was not very good. But they found other kills. Noob got another kill mid on the Invoker. The kill did go to DNZ, but they got him again.
Yeah, and top lane, we're going to see the Doom.
To rotate down.
The first Doom of the game, I do believe, onto the Darkseer. Will this be a deny? Oh, missed time from the Rubik. Lich does die, so it's a 1-for-1 as the tips come in. Rubik being shamed for his last hit ability by the enemy team.
That was pretty mistimed. I think he got tipped by his own team. Yeah.
Oh.
Love to see it.
That tilts you even more. Your own team doesn't have faith in you. But, yeah, Noob in the mid lane, that is a crushed lane overall. Invoker is so far behind. 3 deaths to his name. And very far behind in terms of net worth and levels at this current point.
It does feel kind of necessary that the mid lane goes like this, though. It's like the one major positive that Tempo have right now. Oh,
bottom.
So strong.
Inkswell. Again, we're seeing this. Have not seen that crazy cosmetic for Witch Doctor since I got put in, but it's actually super noticeable versus the original. Very surprising. Yep. So it was really turning into League of Legends. I love it. Well, kind of. Depends on the cosmetic. Viper, still an absolute abomination that should never have been put in.
I'm glad we can bond over that at least.
Yeah.
That's good.
But Techies as a pink elephant, I love. You know?
Yeah.
Bottom lane, Malik. They're going to attempt to go on him. Astral Step opens it up. LeBron with the cask. And into the Maledict and the Death Ward. More than enough damage to destroy your Doom.
And the kill going to Darkseer on the Ion Shell only on the other side of the map.
Are you serious? I didn't even know.
So he got 450 gold for that while being in the mid lane. That's really nice. Darkseer actually really wants this gold, so not bad news for him. Oh, there comes the smoke.
Yeah, we got an EMP. There's a Soulbinder too. The double Chain Frost. It's bouncing left, right, and center. And it's going to be 2 kills right off the bat. And the silence onto the Void Spirit now. And into death he goes. 3 dead in favor of Omegalil. We're seeing the Wombo combo potential mid lane in the meantime. Mitch, again, very precarious positioning. Looks like he'll get out this time. He's been playing with fire this game. He's 1
he really wants to
right
push
now.
out this mid lane so they don't lose the tower. Now they're going to TP and DNZ. He'll take care of it.
Yeah, I've been, I think, more surprised with the deaths on Darkseer. He is... You were talking about how he's very happy to get that farm, but overall... I feel like he must have something done on the Courier. 12 minutes in with just Arcane Boots?
That is 1,200 gold in the bank.
Yeah, even on top of the 1,200, though. Malik, silence onto the Void Spirit. There's the stomp into the Doom itself. And LeBron has to run away. His Void Spirit will go down to Doom. They're getting really good value out of the Doom, at least.
Yeah. Malik is just doing a lot. He's part of so many moves. He's playing with Lich, he's playing with Grimstroke, and in the meantime, Terrorblade is full-on free-farming jungle. And it's high-priority kills they're finding with the Doom as well. It's not just, oh, you killed the Rubik or you killed the Witch Doctor. They've killed Darkseer 4 times, they've killed Arc Warden once, and they've killed Void Spirit twice. So, like, the cores are being punished here, and that's what's giving Terrorblade this huge lead. 2,000 net worth lead, minute 12 against the enemy cores on this hero. We had another game the other day where I was talking about how Terrorblade, if he has even net worth, like his net worth is just worth so much compared to other carries because of how well it scales in usefulness. When this hero is ahead this much, he's an absolute monster. Like to me, Omegalil actually very far ahead in this game right now.
He's not scared. He's got that Sunder again, showing it off to Mitch. Who's going to continue to chase. There are reinforcements. They're going to scan as well. So Omegalil at least knows. That's a nice illusion to take, though. Looks like he'll try to take it out. Mitch taking the brunt of the damage, though. Fade Bolt. Kellen has to be careful. No ultimate to work with. There's the Soulbind into the double Phantom. Phantom's not Embrace. Phantom Haunt. Phantom's. It is Phantom's Embrace. Looks like they're going to find at least one kill. The Death Ward applied. Malik's going to take a lot of damage with that Maledict on top of him. I believe he will live.
He will.
Down to 200 HP. I feel like Phantom's Embrace, it just sounds too much like a Star Wars movie. And I feel like it's not, they're not really hugging you. An Embrace is your hug, like Cold Embrace, it makes sense because it's ice hugging you and healing you. It's a nice thing. A Phantom embracing you, even though it is a Phantom, I'm not scared. Okay to be hugged by a ghost. There's no, like,
what if
gonna
it's
happen.
Grimstroke's dead wife that he killed that's hugging you? Is that a bit scarier to you?
I think that is the lore, isn't it?
Yes.
No, that's fine. I mean, Grimstroke is hideous. Don't get me wrong. One of my least favorite models in the game, but it's mostly the mask. Like, I don't know what he actually looks like under that. Looks like PL or something.
I mean, I guess there are scarier things to be hugged by than somebody's dead wife's ghost, but it's got to be up there, man. That's pretty.
It's a ghost, though. Like, ghosts can't actually do anything. They just look scary, you know?
Imagine this, then. You're walking down the street someday, and suddenly you just can't speak anymore, and it starts hurting. I think that's pretty terrifying. You don't know what hit you. You just get silenced, and you're hurt.
I would love to cast a Phantom's Embrace on you right now.
I would love to cast a game where you're Phantom's Embraced all game.
Thank you, Cinderin. Really.
Yes.
Very kind of you to say. Blink Dagger on the Doom. We're going to see a smoke now on Omegalil. Good timing with the bounties, but they don't actually take the bounty. Slightly spotted here. Malik gets the stomp onto the Arc Warden. The Doom. Is that the double Doom? No, it's the double Chain Frost at the very least. And I mean, that is one thing we didn't mention. The Arc Warden Tempest double actually helps that combo quite a bit.
It does, but he didn't use Chain Frost.
The double Frost Blast, Cinderin.
Yep.
I believe the Doom was the Doom on the Tempest double.
Yeah, I think he just doomed both of the arcs. Yeah. Oh, that's a lot of burst.
Yeah. So we're gonna see Metamorphosis popped, and now Noob taking a ton of damage. There's the wall. Malik getting extremely low. The Ink Swell applied to him. Looks like he'll be good to go though, as this is now a 1-for-1 in the mid lane. Kellen sunders his teammate, as all great Terrorblades do. He just does so much damage. They really have to be careful. Even next to the wall.
Oh, this is greedy from Mitch.
Yeah, he's done this a couple times now. And the Cold Snap, one of the best single target spells in the entire game, guys. Just remember. He's just going to continue to go ham. Meta is still up for a decent amount of time. But he's getting low, and there's the Fable to finish him off. So perhaps a little bit too aggressive. Malik mistimes the stomp, but we have the Sinister Gaze. Thank God they changed that, or else he would only been able to sacrifice a creep there, Cinderin, bringing Dota 1... Actually, it was Dota 2 nostalgia back into the fray.
Yeah.
As the Tier 1 tower looks to be donezo.
What do you think about a spell like Sacrifice? Do you think it's good it got removed because it was... Do you think it was just bad for the game to have something like that?
I think it was boring. I mean, I could see, like, if you were laning against it, it was really annoying, right? Because it denies the XP. Obviously, it just refreshes your mana, so you have just Frost Blast at all times.
You know what's also really annoying to lane against? An Enchantress creep with 15 million HP and damage minute 1, but I didn't see that get nerfed. That got better.
Maybe we should write a letter to Ice Frog. Yeah, Rubik is dead. Heal is not enough for LeBron, even though it looks like it would be considering the cosmetics applied, but it's only level 1 at the end of the day. But they do find the Lich, so 1-for-1. Looks like Noob is going to have the silence applied into the stomp, and they actually layer that very well to take him out quite quickly. Well executed.
Omegalil definitely running away with this game right now. 5k gold lead, Terrorblade and Doom on top of the board. Doom's going to keep exploding in net worth. He's even farming 2 camps at once here. One of them being a double stack, so getting a nice amount of money. Should almost finish his BKB. And then I think playing Doom in this game is actually super simple now when he has this BKB. All he has to do is pop his BKB, blink in, and Doom Arc Warden or Darkseer or Void Spirit. Any of the 3 cores, if he dooms them fast and they can follow up on it with Lich and Grimstroke, the fight is so difficult to play for the Dire side. Like, they have to deal with this Doom that they can't really kill because they don't have enough damage yet. And in the meantime, there's going to just create tons of space in the fight for Terrorblade to go to work. Nice dodge on the Tornado from 2 of them, but I think it's a dead Witch Doctor.
Pressure's going to be applied to LeBron. There's a Soulbind onto 2. There's the double Doom as well. He wants to Chain Frost with all his might. Looks like he'll get it off, but the Soulbind wore off, unfortunately for him. It's all about the wombo combos if you're Omegalil. But the double Doom and single Lich ult, not enough to even find 1 kill. Although Witch Doctor died at the beginning of that fight, so it doesn't really count. They're going to stick around. Hoof Stomp available. The Soulbind was stolen. Do they have the wombo combo themselves? Vac Wall doing a decent amount, but in the end, Mitch is going to have to run away in shame. So Void Spirit dies. Kellen still has Sunder, which I'm sure he wants to use on his Lich or Invoker or anyone to go back to farming. Surprise it.
They're going Roche.
Okay. Yeah, meta still half duration.
Yeah, half a meta. They have Alacrity. Manta's ready.
Yeah, knowing that Vac Wall is down. There is Death Ward, but not a whole lot of setup. So this looks to be a free Roche. Tempo wants to do something about this. I don't know if they can, though. It might be better off if they just let it go. Mitch comes in, takes the EMP. The Aegis was consumed immediately. Oh, that was surprising. No Sunder coming out. So they lose the Grimstroke and the Lich, but they buy back into the game. And now the pressure's applied to Tempo. I'm going to take out the Darkseer. This Terrorblade would be an enormous kill, but again, he has Sunder, and they know it. Lich ult into the Sinister Gaze. Onto the Arc Warden. And he'll find his way to the grave. Hoopstomp's going to slightly be out of range there. I want to look at this end fight graph here, just to see who even won that. If it ever pops up. Okay, it's not going to pop up. Excellent. Who won that fight? There it is. Well, looks like Omegalil. 1,200 to 416 net gain. Any thoughts, Cinderin? Any at all?
I think Invoker's dead. I was
God
right.
damn it, Cinderin!
I told you in advance. You got like 10-second notice on that. Maybe not. Maybe
10
5
seconds? What are you talking about?
Time moves very slowly in Denmark.
Yes, I've noticed.
Oh, wait. Very fast, actually.
No, it's
Never
very
mind.
slow.
I mean, I think at this point, you kind of just need to, as Dire, you probably have to try to split push a little bit. Like, these fights seem almost unplayable. The Soulbind is a problem. You can't really deal with the Doom. He's way too strong. Arc Warden needs damage to be able to win team fights. So your goal should be Void Spirit, Arc Warden, and Darkseer need to split the map between the 3 of them and push out lanes. And the supports, like, contribute any way they can. Rubik can go and nuke a wave once in a while, maybe stack some camps, maximize, and just... Witch Doctor's job is probably to die right now, to be honest. If he can break smokes or get useful information so they can push out lanes, it's valuable right now.
You heard it, LeBron.
All about
heard it here
out.
first. Cinderin's advice is to go die over and over and over again. Your body is not worth anything but death. But yeah, I'm a little concerned for Arc Warden. Just feels like he does not have nearly as much farm as we're used to seeing on this hero, just in general, especially with the double Midas. I mean, at 22 minutes, typically you would have the Mjolnir plus at least half another item at this stage. And I don't know if you feel the same way. It feels like for an Arc Warden in general, it's just a hero that you want to be ahead on. But Having said that, he does have some comeback mechanic, being able to split push like we kind of talked about. Issue, of course, is that there's a Terrorblade in the game who's very farmed right now. Basically, a recipe away from finishing BKB.
He's always going to be struggling with Doom, right? Like that's... If you get to these late game situations where both teams have a really big core each, and then one team has the Doom, it's just always a problem, right? The team with the Doom, if they do get that Doom off correctly, they just have such an inherently enormous advantage in fights. Yeah. Because of how much net worth they can mitigate with that one spell. They're gonna take this top 2-2 tower. The Terrorblade is just filthy rich too. Like almost BKB coming out now. He has Manta Skadi almost BKB minute 23. We've watched quite a few of these Terrorblade games over the years, and also in the last week we had I think 1 or 2 games with a farmed Terrorblade, and it just looked so easy.
Doom onto Noob. Probably just gonna have to leave him to his own devices right now. See, Inkswell will connect, and that'll be an easy one for Omegalil. Is it time to start purchasing a Lincoln's on somebody?
I don't think you have damage if you buy Lincoln's.
Oh, you can
Sunlight?
put it on. Yeah,
okay.
Deathward actually finished off the Invoker. That was kind of a weird play.
That was really strange. He was just out in the middle of nowhere getting killed by 2 heroes. And this might actually stop Omegalil's attacks a little bit.
Lincoln's uptime's 100%, right? In terms of casting it on somebody.
Yeah.
But I don't know what support would be able to... I mean, is this a Darkseer potential item? He's going for Lotus.
It could be.
I mean, it feels like even if they get like that Lotus and apply Doom to Doom, especially if he's getting 2 for 1 anyway, it feels like Omegalil won't really care that much about it. And even the Lincolns, you just... Oh,
they're smoking up.
All right. Voice Spirit
is going to break them.
They're going to find Callie. Pops the BKB. Soulbind. Double Chain Frost. Goodbye, everybody. Not even remotely close. All the illusions from Terrorblade seem to be tickling him a bit. But 3 dead.
Green Doom looks so cool.
Oh, I didn't even realize that he stole it. That's true. That does look awesome.
The Rubik Arcana Doom looks so cool. Yeah, I think here you find somebody to Sunder and start pushing mid, right? Like, you can definitely get this mid tier 2 tower. Roshan is not available for a while, you know that. With these 20 seconds, if they had a little bit faster push on this mid wave, they could have probably got the tower. But either way, they're building, right? 25 minutes in, they got all 4 bounty runes, they got those 3 kills, now they have 15k lead. It's like nothing... I like that Dire tried something there. I really do. Unfortunately, they found Terrorblade in a really bad spot, and they had the low ground, and he had a BKB reveal on them there that they couldn't really deal with. But I do like the feeling of urgency that they have to do something, because if their read on this game is that it's slipping away, they're definitely right. I think they should have done it a lot earlier, and maybe... You just can't, man. In this patch, I feel like you can't just accept Terrorblade free farming. I feel like this hero is just insane with a free game right now. Have to put pressure. And you need to remember, you picked Arc Warden into it, right? Which is like, some teams will consider this a counter because of the bubble, but...
Yeah, we're going to see the team fight, though. Soulbind onto 2. No Wombo combo, although that is the double Atos, I believe. That is really good as well. Man, they've thought of everything. Every single target. To get the Dagon next. That's the last one. Kellen, BKB's popped, Sunder's available, and yeah, Voice Spirit's done. Rubik buys back into the game, but this looks just unrecoverable. 17k net worth lead for Omegalil. They just don't have an answer for this TB. They don't have an answer for this Wombo combo, even. The Soulbind into literally everything has been just winning them every fight. A huge Vac wall, though. I believe Chain Frost was actually stolen as well. That's dealing massive damage. Looks like the Reflection stolen now, which is also really good against this TB specifically. So a little bit of a defense here from Tempo. Still down by a ridiculous amount. Sunder up again. They can look for an opening. He's going to get Glimmer caped. Oh, the Reflection to slow. they can find this kill, this will be a big blunder, and they will. That was a pub play right there if I've ever seen one.
They clearly knew he was coming. Like, that was very obvious. He just kept on going in a straight line.
That was 3K
the kill
swing
gold.
right there.
800 gold for Rubik. Unfortunately, Rubik got the kill there. You would have loved that on Arc Warden if you're Dire, but...
Just reminds me of those as Inkswell on Grimstroke. Looks like John Doe will follow Fable. Reminds me of those armlets Shadowblade combos on Terrorblade that people... I never actually see it in pubs. I just see videos. Sounds awful, but amazing at the same time.
Armlet Shadowblade Dagon.
Oh yeah, I forgot the Dagon.
The classic.
Well. True.
Or just Shadowblade Dagon. Like, I remember that being a common build. You would just... That's back in Dota 1 when people were really bad at the game, right? You would buy Shadowblade Dagon, you would go to the jungle, take damage down to 20%, and then you would Shadowblade and sunder somebody and Dagon them, and then you would be like, haha, and then you would lose minute 30 every game. But it was fun. You didn't really scale very well.
One of the few times you can lose and win at the same time, you know?
And that's really something that has changed about Dota, right? It's not about having fun anymore.
Yeah, very true. If you're not winning, it sucks. Your life sucks. Everything sucks. I mean, Arc Warden has caught up a little bit. I think the discrepancy was about 4 to 5K between him and TB, and now it's 1,200. So that's basically nothing at this stage.
He got a lot out of that. That's what happens when you run the most farmed hero on the map into the enemy team with 10% HP and he dies. That can suddenly change the game quite a bit.
You're making it seem like that's not obvious, Cinder.
Imagine the Dire win this game because of that moment. Like, it's just...
You know what? I think we're all kind of hoping for that, just for the storyline, if nothing else. And this is where it all went wrong.
And the win expectancy dropped by like 15% from that. So, it's still a massively Radiant favored game, but Gaben gives Dire about 1 in 4.
That's not bad. I'd take that if I were them. And this Arc Warden, once he gets the MKB, I think that is when he will become a real force.
MKB right now, and level 25.
Level 25? Oh, for the... Do you go for... I've seen a lot of people go for the Spark Rate damage, but Lifesteal obviously quite good as well.
Spark Rate damage super good. Yeah, I think...
he went the cooldown
level 25 is obviously far away. He would probably get 2 items before that. He would get MKB +1, either Hex or Daedalus, or... Yeah, I guess that's it. I mean, he could technically go Linken's, right? And then you have the clone as well, but...
This would have been a potential... I don't know, would you want to defend Roche here? Or are you okay to give it up? You're doing damage to the tier 3. They must know it's happening.
Yeah, I think it's hard to defend Roche. You had Darks here. You could have tried it, possibly, but I think you want to get your Arc Warden to a comfortable power level right now.
I really like this play. Yeah, I really like this play with the smoke, but unfortunately, nobody ever TP'd to defend. They don't care about defending that tower.
Well, they're gonna have to care eventually. Arc Warden's gonna keep knocking on the front door.
Yeah. Do they have another smoke, perhaps? They do not. They do have a glimmer. Yeah, Arc Warden looks like it's going to be a freebie. Oh, there's the fort. That's something. Who's pinging down here? Can't tell what team that is. They can't. There's no way they know they're here, right? Yeah. So even though the Aegis was taken, Courier's dropped. That is actually the Abyssal Blade. That is a pretty big deal.
Yep.
So stuck with just the lowly Basher for now, which once you're in meta will reduce in effectiveness. And of course, obviously not having the guaranteed blink slash, well, pseudo blink. Noob on this Void Spirit. I thought that he would be able to come back at least to a degree, but he is just not farmed at all, unfortunately. This Aegis should be able to help Omegalil just take out these outer towers uncontested. And technically they can wait for the courier to deliver the Abyssal. How important is that Abyssal? Because your Aegis will still be intact, but it won't be for that much longer.
Yeah. I'm just trying to figure out how they high ground, right? You're going to have to run in with Terrorblade and hit that tower, but then you're giving up a wall illusion, and you're giving Arc Warden a really good defensive position. It just seems difficult.
They know Doom is not top. He popped his BKB as well, and that was the 7-second. So Omegalil still farming the map pretty effectively, but I mean, at this stage, you might as well just... I mean, it is still 2 minutes away. I forgot how long these couriers stayed dead at this stage of the game.
No, I'm starting to see Arc Warden deal some damage now.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I was going to say, do you think he goes BKB and is definitely next on it? Or that's Void Spirit, sorry.
I think he should get a damage on him. I think he should buy Daedalus.
On Arc?
Yeah, trust in his team to do the best they can to protect him, get off his ulti, and then start hitting stuff. They need to be able to kill heroes. Void Spirit's damage is pretty negligible. He went for utility route. Darkseer's damage is better if he gets the Terrorblade illusion on meta. That's super strong. Could be stronger, though, if Kellen had gone for Butterfly, right? But he obviously did not do that. He's gone for the Abyssal Blade. Arc Warden is looking for something. Oh, this is good damage.
Yeah, not enough for the kill, but... Is Bloodthorn still... I mean, Orchid used to be a pickup pretty consistently on this hero into Bloodthorn.
Yeah.
I don't know how much that's
Bloodthorn
changed since they changed the item.
Could still be an item. Oh, Malik. Oof.
Pops the Shivas for a little bit of vision. Yeah, if they knew he was alone, they might pounce on him, but they don't want to take any chances right now, it seems. Invoker hanging around. He's got the Cataclysm ready to go, Cinderin.
Yeah, only 4 next sort, though.
True.
Finds the Rubik. And Rubik's dead.
Rubik's dead? Unbelievable. All right, well, it's a 12k lead right now. Roshan, not sure what the timer is on the Aegis itself. It can't be that much longer, though. So they really are waiting for this Abyssal Blade to be delivered, it seems. Which means that courier kill delayed the game by a pretty large margin. For tempo, if that's actually the main reason for this passiveness right now. Yeah, Arc Warden looks like Sheepstick will be the next choice. But buyback, I'm sure, is in the back of everybody's mind right now. These fights, in theory, can go either way. But Arc Warden doing his thing. So if you're Omegalil, is this a... Like, are you actually waiting for this Abyssal before going? Oh, the Aegis is gone. Aegis has been consumed.
They found Nuke bottom.
Oh.
Didn't even need to use Doom for that one. You're not in particular waiting for any item. I think you're waiting for a map position that is difficult for them to get right now. They want to push out the lanes hard enough that they can find picks. And this one helps, right? Now they killed the Void Spirit. So that should open up, but there's always these Arc clones that they need to solve.
Indeed. Midas available to use, unfortunately for him.
They're just letting him get half a tower again.
Callan got the Alacrity, and there's the meta. So this is the push we were waiting for. It was after the Aegis was consumed. So the Meteor Hammer used to full effect as well. Telekinesis. Into the base. He's going to get stunned. There's the Maledict, but then you see the Sunder with the Abyssal Blade combo. Deletes the Witch Doctor who buys back into the game. Void Spirit does have buyback, or can just wait the 30 seconds as the Arc Warden duplicate is getting destroyed. Actually holding on to this buyback for Void Spirit. I mean, at this stage, I do like that because it feels like if he buys back, he will literally never get another item this game, and he needs something. Ooh, Havoc Hammer. The tier 4 items are upon us, Cinderin. Timeless Relic. Okay. How good is Timeless Relic on... Well, actually, a lot of heroes can use that this game. Interested to see who they give it to. And here's the smoke from Tempo. Minotaur Horn picked up, so in terms of the neutral items, definite advantage for Omegalil.
This is a good time to fight, though. There's no meta for 70. This is why they want to go.
Yep, very true. Kellen's picked up a Satanic in the meantime, so he is basically a completely finished Terrorblade. For the most part.
Moonshard still. Moonshard upgraded Axe. And
Malek.
Probably replacing Tread.
He's going to get initiated on Silence. Still has his BKB. Pops it, but might go down. Ends up getting saved there by the Shadow Blade. Rubik is going to be the only one to fall thus far, as the wall has already been placed. There's the Cataclysm. It's going to connect on LeBron only. The fight is kind of segregated right now. Split up quite a bit. But in the end, they still find 2 kills. And the Doom applied to Voice Spirit. Remember, he does have buyback, though. That's Kellen. Interestingly enough. He does have that 25 talent now, so Sunder will be a huge issue. Looking for the Abyssal Blade. Sunder again. That's just the duplicate, of course. There's the buyback down to the Void Spear. So the tier 3 tower drops. Arc Warden actually is found. That was a nice Lotus Orb there. The Vac into the BKB, though. Kellen pops the meta again, and there's the Bash in ranged form. I mean, if they can find this Terrorblade, this would be pretty big. If not, then they're dead. All right, Sunder on the teammate now. Don't know if they haven't answered this hero, as we've said all game. They are trying to blow everything there, but again, Sunder is up. Can use it on a teammate, can use it on whoever. Telekinesis back into the fray. Lotus Orb. Going to be the double Abyssal Blade. He's still looking for a Sunder target. Again, it's a teammate. Maybe he can clean up the rest of the teammates and then do a 1v5, as it were. The Darkseer dies, buys back into the game. Mid-racks, only the melee is taken out for now. Kellen gonna get telekinesis status. This is really showing with this Satanic Fade Bolt. They finally get him. It takes a million freaking years, but finally that hero is dead. And now they're trying to clean up the rest of the team that he sundered and kept really low as a result. Maybe that's the play, Cinder, and you bait things out until he sundered his whole team one by one and then kill all of them systematically.
Did you only have to buy back Darkseer for that? And Void Spirit. Okay, I mean, it's still pretty expensive, but they held.
Yeah,
oh, Tempo's courier got killed by Invoker. That was a Hex courier. That died. Yeah. Oh, that's bad news for them too, because they actually had a bit of a power play here. They have a minute with 3 heroes dead on the Radiant. All of them have buyback, but feel a lot stronger and safer with a Hex available right now on your arc. They're gonna force them to buy out though. They can't just let them go and hit the base here with Invoker plus Grim, I think.
I don't know if Terrorblade has to buy back though. You still have Soulbind, Lich ult. Doom is back up as well. His ultimate, that is. Right, pressure being applied to the tier 3. Not a whole lot of buybacks to speak of for Tempo. And there's the Grimstroke ult. It comes out. Probably going to cost him his life. Right now the Void Spirit's attached to the Tempest double. Looks like he'll be safe though. Tempest double, not so much.
Very nice double Hex from Invoker. Definitely kept Grimstroke alive there. And now they're going to have to back out.
Yeah,
now
no
the timer's
buybacks. That's pretty big. Roshan is up though. But they do know that Soulbind is down. That, even though I look at that as kind of a meme, it has been huge this game. Feels like every fight starts out with a Soulbind into something. Not actually Roshing though. Did a little bit of damage to Rosh. It has the Refresher Shard. But the smoke play comes out. I mean, is the play just to go for everyone but Terrible? I feel like they can't kill him. Unless it's just a long, drawn-out fight like they just had. They see that Rosh is at half HP. Tempo, they're going to have to do something here. Abyssal Blade onto Rubik. Nice bubble there. Going to keep Rubik alive a little bit longer. But eventually, Kellen will finish this off. Metamorphosis, of course, is popped. Buyback onto the Rubik. There's a Soulbind onto 2. Cataclysm to follow. Looks like the Tempest double is dead, along with the Darkseer. And now the right clicks will ensue. And this is looking absolutely disgusting. Terrorblade, again, just crushing everybody he comes in contact with. The Doom and Invoker do die on the sideline. So it's a 3 for 2 with the buyback now onto the Arc Warden. As the chase onto Rubik, the Arc Warden TPing on him. Not going to be able to save him. That's only the Tempest double, of course. But even the Tempest double being down is kind of a big deal. Typically, you'd use that here just to split push. At least extend the lanes in some fashion. Uh-oh, Sinister Gaze onto Noob. Astral Step. Onto a camp. He gets silenced. So just out of range from the low ground. That's definitely what he was looking for. And that is essentially a dieback now. Only Arc Warden is alive. And this looks to be the beginning of the end for Game 2. Which, I think you'll agree with me, has extended far longer than I thought it would. Yeah. Now the Roshan is going to go down eventually.
Omegalil definitely had a couple of slip-ups here based on how easy the game was looking for them, say, 20 minutes ago. But it looks like they're still going to cross the finish line. It's going to be mid-racks from the Terrorblade. And this big item reveal from Rubik that could have been really impactful just hasn't really worked out. He went for the Eggs on Rubik to get a Dark Portrait illusion of Terrorblade. But the way they initiated that fight in the river a couple minutes ago, Rubik just was completely out of position, just got jumped by Abyssal and killed. And then the way you want to try to take these fights is to have them either start by Arc Warden's Hex. Wait, he still doesn't have it. Oh my god, it's so long that this courier is dead for. Now he's finally going to get his Hex. You either want to start it with an Arc Hex or with a Darkseer, some sort of vacuum into Cask. Rubik, if Rubik goes first, he needs to see the enemy heroes so that he can blink lift from far away and then still play safe. But he can't afford to get jumped first.
Kellen sitting on a 21-3 scoreline. What an absolute beast this game. Arc Warden Tempest double comes out. He does have the 250 Spark Wraith damage talent now, so I can spam that away. Kellen, of course, with that Aegis, it's going to be next to impossible to take him out. You might want to just give up the second racks for free. Of course, they attack, or they do so much damage that they could go for Throne if they really want. Abyssal Blade still available. They're waiting for this Void Spirit, and that's going to be their last stand. 10 seconds to go. I think the only play, and it's not really much of a play, is to just ignore the Terrorblade. Figure that out last. Telekinesis him. Just keep him busy. And try not to die. Which is a tall order.
Try being the key word, right? Because if you're not going on the Terrorblade, he just has way too much freedom. He could get a double Abyssal here if he gets in range.
Soulbind onto 2. They actually end up wasting it, so that's good news for tempo. Of course, Doom is working with a Refresher Shard, so could go for the double Doom himself now. Looks like Omegalil is going to reset. Metamorphosis is down.
Do you give the Shard to Terrorblade and just go again? Yep. Because if you don't, you lose your Aegis. So I think this is... Or it gets close, rather, to getting reclaimed when your next meta is up. There's also the whole surprise factor. They're probably not going to expect this to be coming up. And Terrorblade with that Aghanim's Blessing as well. Just a surprise fear on everybody.
Oh, I guess he actually bought this himself then. Yeah. Wow. Okay, cool. So yeah, when he pops meta, he'll have this huge Ring of Fear. Was that in the fight? Did he have that?
Don't think so.
If he did, then he cast it before he was even in range of anybody. I mean, it's one of the worst Ags in the game, but if you have infinite money, then you might as well. I believe they... How did they buff it? I can't remember. They make the ring go faster or something like that?
I think it also lasts longer.
The fear... Oh, the fear itself lasts longer? Yeah.
I think so.
It's kind of a... It's a really weird Ag. I think that one's definitely going to get changed at some point. Because sometimes you don't want them to run away. All right, here comes Kellen still with that Aegis like he talked about. Maledict is applied. Soulbind is available. They definitely want to target this Grimstroke first if they can. Back wall. Kellen still has not popped meta, which makes that wall less valuable, of course. Malik taking heavy damage from that Death Ward. The bash in range form onto Rubik. Kellen There it goes. There's the Aghanim Sphere. Hits the majority of the enemy team. And they're going to blow up the Rubik along with the Tempest double. Lich ult not doing a whole lot this time around. Mitch barely gets out into the fountain. And Kellen just completely zoning. Tempo have pretty much no chance to win this. And now with the Alacrity...
The other thing they did to the... Oh, hang on.
It's not quite done yet. Kellen likes going into the wall to make sure that he looks good in the mirror. Turns out he does. He's going to take out this tier 3 very shortly. Maledict onto the Doom, who still has his Doom up, by the way. I actually cannot believe that. Will Doom somebody that's about to die? Interesting choice. And we're going to have the buyback onto the Witch Doctor, so it's a 3-for-1 with the buyback now, but it turns into a 3v4 overall. Darkseer trying to take out this pesky Grimstroke, but Grimstroke's just going to finish him off himself. Buys back into the game. And Kellen just needs to hit these buildings. So this is going to be Megas very easily. Soulbind onto 2, into the double Sheep. And into the double Death, it seems. And that is a dieback onto the Arc Warden. GG is finally called. And this is going to game 3, Syndra.
Yep. It did feel like it was going to end this way for a very long time, like half an hour, but it did take Omegalil a little while to get there with a couple of